Hey everybody, this is Jokerspice, putting a little spice in your life. Welcome to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time. This is the 5th game in the Legend of Zelda series, and it's a really good game. A lot of people have heralded it as a masterpiece. This game is not without its flaws, of course, but I'm going to present this game to you in full. We're going to go do almost 100%. There's a couple things I might not do. But why don't we just get started? Awesome. Traditionally, the main character is named Link. However, just to make things a little bit more spicy, we're going to name our character J-Spice. Let's do it. Awesome. I am really excited to show this game to you guys. It's a really fun game. I'm sure you guys have already played it, probably, but in case you haven't, it's a really fun magical journey. In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. Oh, it's the Deku Tree. I am known as the Deku Tree. The children of the forest, the Kokiri, live here with me. Each Kokiri has his or her own guardian fairy. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. Navi, Navi, where art thou? Come hither. Oh, Navi, the fairy, listen to my words, the words of the Deku Tree. Dost thou sense it, the climate of evil descending upon this realm? Malevolent forces, even now, are mustering to attack our land of Hyrule. For so long, the Kokiri Forest, the source of life, has stood as a barrier, deterring outsiders and maintaining the order of the world. But before this tremendous evil power, even my power is as nothing. It seems the time has come for the boy without a fairy to begin his journey. The youth whose destiny it is to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. Navi, go now. Find our young friend and guide him to me. I do not have much time left. Fly, Navi, fly! The fate of the world, nay, the fate of the forest, nay, the world depends upon thee. Awesome. So, on the Nintendo 64, this was the first 3D Zelda game that was created. And Navi, short for navigator as you might guess, was kind of a way for players to understand and contextualize a 3D environment with the use of like an in-game character to kind of explain things and show things around. You'll see what I mean when we actually start playing the game. But why don't we meet our main character, J-Spice? Here we are, dreaming, sleeping, being pretty lazy. Hello, J-Spice, wake up! The great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. J-Spice, get up! Hey, come on! Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy? The amount of people who thought this was Zelda when I was a kid. Oh well, they're gonna get a rude awakening later.
You finally woke up. I'm Navi the Fairy. The Great Deku Tree has asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. The Great Deku Tree has summoned you, so let's get going right now. Fun thing about this game is, honestly, you just get started right away. So you move around with the control stick, you roll around with the A button, controls are at the top right, health is at the top left, and your money at the bottom left. Pausing the game gets you to the pause screen, you can see your map, quest items, equipment, we don't really have much right now, and our item menu. We have a lot of items to collect. It's gonna be a ride. Alright, let's get going. The Kokiri Forest, it's where we start off. Very iconic place in the Zelda history. Yahoo! Hi, Jokerspice. We could just ignore her and keep going on, but let's chat to this girl. Let's see what she's all about. Wow, a fairy! Finally, a fairy came to you, Jokerspice. Wow, that's great news. I'm so happy for you. Now you're a true Kokiri, Jokerspice. Is that right? The Great Deku Tree has summoned you? It's quite an honor to talk to the Great Deku Tree. I'll wait for you here. Get going, go see the Great Deku Tree. Man, how many times do they say the Great Deku Tree in the first like 3 minutes of this intro? So kind of like at Super Mario 64 and other games around the time, they kind of give you a little bit of a safe space to practice moving around and doing stuff. You could use this opportunity to practice your controls, like jumping off of ledges, get some money. Money's important. When Navi wants to talk to you, she'll talk to you, and you can press the up button on the C-pad to talk to her back. The Great Deku Tree has summoned you. Please come with me. If you don't know where to go, Navi kind of tells you where to go, as her name, Navigator. Characters will explain this. Actually, I guess I could do it right now, just so I can get out of the way. So there's this girl. She's gonna be like, "Hey, Jokerspice, look this way. Look over here with the Z button, and talk to me with the A button." So, yes, that's how you use a fairy. It's so great that you finally have a fairy partner. I'll teach you how to talk to people using your fairy. So, she's basically explaining that in this game, like there isn't like a C stick or like a right stick or anything to move the camera. It's not a free camera. You basically just move the camera by centering it behind you using the L button for some games or the Z button in some games, depending on the version of the game. The most recent version of this game is the one on the Nintendo 3DS. It's the remake. I believe you can still get it on the Wii U, Nintendo Wii U, if you'd like to emulate the game. Otherwise, if you want to get the game on the N64, might be a little bit harder to get. But yeah, there's lots of places to go. There's a whole place to go. Let's check some places out. Link can grab rocks and stuff, throw them. Sometimes there's hidden goodies inside of them. You can go inside people's houses and take their shit. Just take it, whatever. Who cares? Hearts obviously replenish health, which is always a good thing. At this point of the game, you're pretty weak, so if you're not being careful, then you're gonna die pretty quickly. Dying in this game actually doesn't really have very many consequences. Usually you just start at the beginning of the room, maybe the beginning of a dungeon perhaps. There isn't really a life system in this game that takes place, so you don't really have to worry about stuff like that. At the beginning of the game, you actually have a lot of well, you don't have really many options and necessarily of where to go, but there is they give you a lot of room to explore and just kind of figure things out at the beginning of the game, which is really good. I believe we're in Saria's house or Amito's house. I'm not sure. Let's go check. Saria was the green-haired girl we were talking to in the beginning. Why don't we just check that real quick? Let's see. Yeah, this is Mito's house. Why don't we go check out Mito? We're supposed to see the Great Deku Tree anyway, so we might as well go into that direction. You can see on the map on the bottom right. The yellow is where we are currently, and the red is where we exited from, where the last exit that we came out of. Alright, who's this guy? He's blocking our way. We can't get past him. Let's see what he's got to say. Hey you, Mr. No Fairy, what's your business with the Great Deku Tree? Without a fairy, you're not even a real man. What? You got a fairy? Say what? The Great Deku Tree finally actually summoned you? What? Why would he summon you and not the Great Mito? This is funny. I don't believe it. You aren't even fully equipped yet. How do you think you're gonna help the Great Deku Tree without both a sword and a shield ready? What? You're right. I don't have my equipment ready, but if you want to pass through here, you should at least equip a sword and a shield. Sheesh. I'm not sure if his name is pronounced Mito or Mito, but I've always said Mito. The thing about Zelda pronunciations is that they're created from Japanese developers, and they're like these English-ish? I don't know. Like Roman names kind of thing. So it's hard to tell like what the official pronunciations are. So forgive me if I mispronounce things as we play this game. Alright, so I've been collecting money. Money in this game takes the form of rupees, which is also the currency used in India. Green rupees, as you can see the bottom left, is like the staple for a rupee. Like when you think of a rupee, you think of a green one. It's basically 1 rupee. We saw we collected a blue rupee, bluepies as the internet has called them. Those are worth 5, and there's many kinds of rupees, and when we get to them, I'll tell you how much they're worth, or you can see clearly at the bottom left. Gotta get real quick there. There's a big ass rock chasing us. All right, cool. A treasure chest. Let's open it. Big treasure chests usually contain some pretty nice items. The pretty swanky animation as well, so it's always fun. Nice! We got a Kokiri sword. It's the base sword in the game. It wouldn't be much of an adventure or an action game if we couldn't do things to defend ourselves, so why don't we do just that? If you play this game on the remade version or the ported version on the Nintendo GameCube, they've actually changed the buttons on the top right to correspond with the GameCube controller color scheme. They changed when I was a kid, I actually got the GameCube with the Zelda Collector's Edition. It came with Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, and a demo for The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which is going to come out very soon after. What's fun about it is that they actually made it so that the action button, which is the A button on the Nintendo 64 controller, was green, and they made the red, the B button, which is like what I'm going to use for the sword, red, it's always been a little neat detail that I enjoyed. Cool, so we finally got our sword. We still need to get a shield. We've kind of been everywhere. We haven't been in all the buildings, but there was a building that I did not go in before, so I think we're just gonna do that. You always get a rupee when you cross this little bridge by jumping it. I think I might have messed it up though, because I went on the middle platform first. Or maybe I already got it. It's every single time you like get into the area for the first time, so I can show you when we exit this building. Here we got a shop. Rupees are for buying things, typically. It's got a little too short for the counter. Welcome! Let's see. Got a bunch of stuff that we can't really get. Like, we can afford Deku Seeds, but we don't have a slingshot, so can't really do anything. We definitely don't have a bow, so we can't really use them. Deku Nuts, we could buy some, but it's not really a reason to buy some. We can get some for free really easily. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna get a Deku Shield. Deku Shield. A lot of people don't really. I've seen a lot of playthroughs online where people don't really use their shield, but it's actually really useful. However, it is made out of wood, so if we encounter fire, the shield will burn away, and that would be pretty bad. Alright, so we collect. There's a secret blue rupee over there that we can collect. I always like collecting it. Awesome! With a sword and a shield. You press the R button for the shield. We're good. I always liked how metal the shield sounded, even though it's a wooden shield. You can actually use the sword behind the shield, like this. It's kind of fun. You attack walls and stuff, like makes like this clanky sound. I've always liked the sound effects of this game. It's pretty fun. Anyways, we got our stuff. Let's talk to Mito again. Let's see what he has to say.
If you want to pass the Great Deku Tree, you should at least equip a sword and a shield. Hell, what's that? Oh, you have a Deku shield? And what's that? Is that the Kokiri sword?
Good grief. Yada yada dancing.
Well, even with all that stuff, a wimp is still a wimp, huh? I, the Great Mito, will never accept you as one of us. Shoot! How did you get to be the favorite of both Saria and the Great Deku Tree? Huh? Oh, man.
Nice, and we can finally go. And here we have some enemies. I mean, it's kind of hard to call them enemies because they don't really do anything to attack you, but in this game, you can't. It's hard to control the camera. So in order to like face an enemy, the game is based around L targeting or Z targeting, depending on your version of the game. You can switch between switching the target on and off, or holding it on the main menu. I can't do it here. I usually like holding it. Probably switch it in between play sessions because I forgot to change it. And then you can switch to other ones if they're nearby. That little arrow on top of the people's heads lets you know you can do that. And Navi will always have something to say about every enemy. She'll tell you about what the enemy is, the name of it. So this is a Deku Baba, kind of like a piranha plant from the Mario series. And
Though it looks withered, it will hurt you if you touch it.
so yeah, touching enemies usually results in you getting hurt. Just slash it, and we get a new item. This is a Deku stick. It's just a stick, pretty much. Actually, there's something really cool about Deku sticks in this particular game. As you can see, there's going to be like 3 swords here, 3 shields, 3 tunics, and 3 boots. Without really spoiling anything, there is a sword that's very strong, and it's about 4 times stronger than the sword that we have now. We have like a little knife, basically. Deku sticks are actually 4 times stronger than your regular sword, but the thing is that when you use them to attack enemies, they'll break instantly. So if you want to cheese some boss fights and stuff like that, you can just use the Deku stick, and I probably will do that a couple of times just for fun. All right, here we are, the Great Deku Tree. Let's talk to this guy.
Great Deku Tree, I'm back.
Oh, Navi, thou hast returned. Jokerspice, welcome. Listen carefully to what I, the Deku Tree, am about to tell thee. Thy slumber these past moons must have been restless and full of nightmares. As the servants of evil gain strength, a vile climate pervades the land and causes nightmares to the sensitive to it. Verily, thou hast felt it. Jokerspice, the time has come to test thy courage. I have been cursed. I need you to break the curse with your wisdom and courage. Dost thou have courage enough to undertake the task?
Of course we do.
Then enter brave Jokerspice, and thou too, Navi. Navi the fairy, thou must aid Jokerspice, and Jokerspice, when Navi speaks, listen well to her words of wisdom.
Awesome. If you go around the Deku Tree, there's actually a couple more Deku Babas if you want to get some more seeds. But I think we're good with sticks. Or I meant sticks, my bad. Alright, I think we're actually gonna end things off here. This is a nice little intro, kind of explaining the game and the controls a little bit. But next time we're gonna go and we're probably gonna just finish the Deku Tree in one shot. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Jokerspice. Hope I brought a little spice to your life. and next time we're gonna go in here and beat it. Sweet. I'll see you guys later.